We start in the Kanto region. A Kanto region not known to us, but to that of a different timeline. Two scientists on Cinnabar Island are experimenting with Pokemon Fusion until something inside the machine causes it to explode. And in the machine, before them stood Mewtwo, the strongest Pokemon. Luckily, the scientists have a failsafe. One scientist sends out Gardevoir, a Pokemon known to create black holes, to defend his trainer. Mewtwo senses Gardevoir's psychic ability and attacks, being sucked into the portal that Gardevoir had made, not knowing where it went. It took Mewtwo to the Distortion Realm, where it met Giratina, the ruler of said realm. Sensing its immense power, it attacks. Giratina avoids and shoots a beam that damages Mewtwo greatly. The fight lasts hours, but eventually the two power come together as one and create Giratu. A fusion so powerful it did not have the need for DNA splicers or a special machine. It was a being of pure dark energy, the Mewtwo side having a hatred for humans and Giratina a hatred for Arceus. Together, they were unstoppable. Time works differently in the Distortion Realm. A few hours for us, it's a few years for this realm, and that's exactly what happened. Giratu was stuck in this dimension for years, consuming all of the energy in this realm, and eventually it grew too powerful. It started to change. It started to evolve. It had enough power to go between dimensions. Back in our world, Arceus sensed this immense power. It knew something was coming, something dangerous. Using its power, it clones itself and then fuses with itself, creating the ultimate being known as True Form Arceus. Unlike Giratu, this was a being of pure light energy. This was the manifestation of true good. But then something attacks. Thousands and thousands of explosions all around the sky. Arceus avoids them, barely. But before him stood Giratu, in his new form. Giratu sees Arceus and starts shaking violently with pure hatred. After all, it banished Giratina to the Distortion Realm. It evolves. Dark Giratu. It unleashes a volley of energy at Arceus, who was able to deflect it, before returning it with its own orb of light energy. Giratu channels a lot of dark energy into a single attack, an attack far more powerful than Arceus had ever imagined. It was weak. It did not think that Giratu was this powerful enough to defeat God itself. Arceus knew that it couldn't beat Giratu in a one-to-one fight. It knew it had to subdue the power and split the body and head of Mewtwo and Giratina. However, just then, in a flash of blinding light, stood another Pokemon. It was True Form Bidoof, a Pokemon that dwarfs the powers of even True Form Arceus. It fought a dark shadow version of Mewtwo in the past, and it knew its power. It knew that if it fused with something just as powerful, or even more powerful, it could be the end of the world for all of humanity. It instantly noticed that the Mewtwo from this timeline was not the one that he fought in a different timeline. However, it knew what it had to do. It channeled all of its power and shot a giant light beam at Giratu. Giratu could not comprehend this power, and eventually its own power started to spill out, eventually draining itself of its life energy. And all of a sudden, it split into two. Arceus understands what it must do now. It opens another portal back to the Distortion Realm, banishing Giratina for another 100,000 years. True Bidoof knows that this Mewtwo is too powerful for this timeline, this realm, or any dimension known to man. It knows what it must do. It latches onto Mewtwo and teleports away to a place that no human or man can comprehend. I cannot tell you where it is, for even myself I do not know. Had Geritu been powerful enough to defeat True Form Arceus as well as True Form Bidoof, who knows what it would have done? It would have consumed everything, all energy, all matter, until eventually, well, no one knows what it would do. Would it go between dimensions? Between timelines? The multiverse? No one knows. But let's just hope that doesn't happen again.